welcome back to another Wind Down Wednesday video. And I am super excited about today's wine. But as usual, I'm always super excited about the wine. But today, I am really excited. So if you want to see what today's wine is, keep watching. Alright, wine friends, sip fam, sipsters, before we get into today's video, I want to again welcome you back to another weekly video all about wine and what I love about it. And you already know, if you are returning subby, it is Mad Love here. And if you are new to the channel or new to my Wind Down Wednesday videos, make sure you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you never miss any of my videos. Alright you guys, so you already know it is what? Wind Down Wednesday. Yes, I can't say that enough. It's almost like I wait for this day every week just so I can feature something that I have been in love with, that I've been either sipping on and I think that you all may enjoy it, or something that has been recommended to me by one of my wine friends or someone from a wine store or vineyard. I'm just always excited to be able to share what I'm learning along my wine journey with you all. Again, I am no sommelier, I am no expert. I'm just someone that loves the experience that I get from drinking wine, not the drunkenness, because some people drink, they get drunk. I am more of an enthusiast, so I love to think about the notes that I'm sipping on and the smells that I'm taking in when I'm sniffing the wine, and just looking at the colors. It's like an art. And when you get to the art of wine drinking, it goes beyond what most people would really consider just drinking a glass of wine. But with that being said, I am featuring one of my favorite R&B singers wine on this channel today. I've featured it one time, but this one is her Prosecco. I ran into Total Wine per usual, and I just wanted some Prosecco. Sometimes Sundays just seem like you just need Prosecco. So I was looking for a Prosecco to drink on a Sunday, so I went down that aisle with those sparkling type of beverages, and I stumbled upon Sun Goddess. I'm like, somebody got this in the wrong section, because I know she has like the Sauvignon Blanc and is it Pinot Grigio? I think those are the two whites that she has. So I'm thinking it was in the wrong section. But the bottle didn't look like the traditional wine bottle, because you know Prosecco, champagnes, sparkling wines, they come in a more beveled or shapely bottle. So I looked at it, I was like, oh snap, Mary got a Prosecco. Okay, so I had to get it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. So I figured I would share it with you all, especially just in time for Thanksgiving. I know I didn't put out the Thanksgiving wines that you can eat with your turkey. I have not forgotten. Life is lifing, but nevertheless, I'm here giving you a video, right? So we're going to go ahead and get into this bottle of wine by my girl MJB, Sun Goddess Prosecco. All right, so this is the bottle. My lighting is doing really good, so you can see. So this has that same golden color that she's pretty much infamous for. So this is a, let's see if it has the vintage on here. And you know, I'm getting into trying to learn how to read certain DOC bottles. So I don't really know what the vintage is. Let's go ahead and read the label, because you know we're all about reading the labels here first. So again, this is Sun Goddess Prosecco. It is a Brut. Typically, I run from Bruts because they could be a little more on the stronger side. But what I am learning with more Proseccos that are being a little more modernly made, they're not as strong or and I don't really want to say bold, but they just don't have that like strong taste like they usually do. So this was a product of Italy, so the grape did come from Italy. So on the back it goes into saying that this is Vino Spumante, a sparkling wine Brut. So it's not a champagne. but it is a Prosecco, in which we have obviously said 1,000 times. So what I'm going to do is I actually pulled up the notes on my laptop, but I'm going to also scroll it on the side so you all can see it, because I love for you all to be informed, because reading is fundamental, and the more knowledge and information you have, the more wisdom you will have when you are sharing these wines with your friends, and they will think that you know all the things. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into the description of this wine. So I'm going to be looking at my laptop while I read this, but again, I'll be scrolling it. Basically, it's kind of like a little mini note that the winemaker makes, and it just basically says that it was made with love and passion, and you can read all of that. So the note description states that it is a velvety creaminess, aromatic, explosive, bubbly freshness. So, creamy, I'm thinking, you know, maybe like some notes of vanilla and things like that. So let's look at the taster notes. That's one thing I like about the Sun Goddess website. It has a lot of detail, and a lot of times you'll get some wines or champagnes, Proseccos, and they don't have a lot of details, and you have to rely on videos and reviews and other places. So, off the bat, it says that the appearance has a straw yellow with a citrine glint, hence the golden look. It has notes of intense and extremely elegantly giving off fruity aromas, recalling especially like apples, pears, peaches. And they said that this is good with a creamy essence of velvet, and it has a structure of body and rich and smoothness. So I probably jacked all that up. Let's see. They have a detailed technical sheet. Okay, come through. Oh, I'm going to have to put this on the screen. So it has the all the specs on this, because Prosecco bottles normally don't have a lot of details. This does have a ABV of 11.5%. What else can we get off of this before we open it? Okay, the grape is a Glera grape, Glera. Never heard of that grape, but I will put some information on the screen about that grape, because it's always good to know the different grapes that make wines, because it's not always a Pinot Noir grape or a Chardonnay grape and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and open this. Hopefully I can get it open nice and smoothly. Some people open it with the cage on. I don't. But what I typically like to do is just kind of twist it. If it's twistable, yes, nice and twistable. Ooh. Didn't expect that to bubble over, because I didn't even shake it up. It's been stored on its side, so that might give it just a little bit of a fizz. So off the nose, I can definitely smell the pears and the peaches. Really, really aromatic. And because this is a Mary J. Blige wine review, I wanted to get my super fancy champagne flute. This is long and slender, very short stem, in which with your sparklings, you can drink it in any kind of glass, but it's just always nice to drink it out of something that is a little fancier. And this is what I tell y'all all the time when I like to pour. Now this does give a lot of bubble, and typically I don't get this much bubble when I pour, but it could also be the size of the glass. But pouring slow into the side, see how it's pouring a lot better now. So pouring on an angle definitely keeps you from getting a lot of bubble. And you know, who wants a lot of bubble? All right, so very, very bubbly. Very pretty colors. Like, again, is that golden, nice tone. You can swirl it. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to do anything. But with the carbon, well, not carbonation, with the bubbles, it does still pop all those aromas coming to your nose even before you get it to your nose. So let's go ahead and smell. Put our nose in the glass. Definitely getting that green apple. Well, I don't know if it's a green apple, but I'm assuming it's a green apple because it smells a little like on the, you know, bitter side. I'm really wondering what the velvet creaminess is that they talk about. It really isn't a lot of details, but maybe on that spec sheet that I'm going to include on the screen will have more details about that creaminess. Because what I try to do is I try not to do a lot of research on the wine, and I know that probably sounds backwards, like how are you doing a wine video, you don't research it? Because I want it to be off of the top of my head. I want it to be natural in how I take it in, because sometimes you can be persuaded by what you read and your mind is telling you, oh, that's what I'm tasting, oh, that's what I'm smelling. But in order to kind of grow your palate and expand your wine knowledge and expand on how you actually can tell the flavors of the wine and tell what notes and things that they use to make it, is by just going in and smelling and tasting realistically before you read all of the notes. And that's only if you are an enthusiast. If you're someone that's unsure of what you're drinking, of course, read it before you buy it. Get as much information, because I mean, if you're allergic to nuts, some wines have nuts in it. So you do want to be thorough about your investigation on your wines, because some things are made with like nutmegs and almonds and things like that. Or you might have a stone fruit allergy, so you might not can have like apricots or pears and things like that. So read the labels if you're unsure. But if you don't have any allergies and you want to just explore wine drinking and explore how much knowledge you know about it without reading the labels, I implore you to do it, because it makes it fun. That's how I really got into it, because I wanted to be like, what am I really drinking? What am I really smelling like? What is this all about? And so as I got more intrigued about it, I'll just open up my mind to try more and more and more and more different types of varietals. So let's go ahead and sip, because I done talked enough, and this is really good. This is really good. So, and I'm having chicken tonight, so this will go well with my chicken. But by the time you see this, it's going to be Wednesday, so I don't know what I'm going to be eating. Oh my gosh, this is so good. And this isn't even chilled anymore, because I had took it out the refrigerator and let it set while I try to get myself together. I have my wine fridge down here now. If you kind of notice, the setup is a little bit different. I did some decluttering, but anyway, check my vlog out. If you want to see what I do in my life, check my vlogs out. But this is really delicious. So I'm definitely I'm tasting more pear than I am peach. But again, I didn't cleanse my palate before I ate that too. I mean, drank this. Because a lot of times, depending on your palate, like if you haven't ate all day, your tongue has a certain coating on it that's going to make stuff taste differently. And that's something that I want to point out to you as well. When you are doing tastings, especially if you know that you're going to a tasting, take some of like the oyster crackers, something that doesn't have any flavoring to it. That way it can clean your palate, especially if you're going from like sweets to dry or dry to sweets, reds to whites or whites to reds, sparkling to, you know, so forth and so forth. So forth and so on. That's kind of like how they do sushi. The reason why they give you ginger is to clean your palate so you can try the next sushi that's on the plate. How we eat it now is not how it's supposed to be done. But that's neither here nor there. But I say all that to say is how I'm tasting it today could be different how I tasted from last time, because I could have been eating with it. So it's going to always take on a whole different taste depending on what's going on with your mouth. Just like when you're sick, certain stuff just don't taste right. So that's the same thing with wine. So when you're sipping, just keep in mind that it might not taste the same each time. Plus, every year the varietals are different as well. Because this is fairly new, you won't be able to tell the difference between this year's varietal until she produces something next year. That's something that my boy Alan pointed out to me with one of my favorite rosés. He was saying that this year's is nowhere near as good as the one last year because of whatever. But let's take another sip. Again, this is really, really delicious. I would definitely highly recommend this for your Thanksgiving brunch or even for your dinner. If you want to, if you want to add some juice, I would definitely say maybe do something lighter. Orange juice, I feel like is just going to dilute it. You know, I can't sponsor violence against a good Prosecco. I just can't. But if you feel like you gotta put juice, I would say something light, maybe like a peach, maybe make like a peach Bellini out of it, or a little bit of pear juice. But I feel like orange juice is gonna be too heavy and too acidic. Maybe a tinge of pineapple, but I really feel like you should not have to do anything with this. But if you have to, absolutely have some type of fruit juice to go along with it. Use fresh fruit. You know, it's so many, I talked about this last week, it's so many cocktails that you can make now with Proseccos. I think Black Girl Magic, they had a sponsored video by a content creator that did an amazing drink mixed with a Prosecco and some other things. So definitely explore the different things that you can do with your wine, especially when you're hosting parties. But I would say maybe just put some fresh fruit in here and let the flavors of the Prosecco draw out the flavors of the fruit. And I think that you will not go wrong, especially when you're doing brunch. Everybody has fruit, right? Cheese boards and things like that. So definitely pick this up. The cost of this, I believe, at Total Wine, the price point was $20-ish. But again, this is like, you know, a nice, definitely a nice Prosecco to keep in your wine fridge or in your refrigerator or on your wine shelf. However you store your wine, it's definitely a good one. I would definitely suggest this. If you are, again, a sweet sipper, this is not sweet, but it is not so dry, and that's what I'm with the Brut. The Brut is normally a drier type of Prosecco or champagne. It's nowhere near as dry as a traditional Brut. So definitely try this out. Let me know in the comments if you're sipping along with me as you're watching this, because you know I like to upload this to give you time to be able to pick up the wine and maybe sit and see if you agree or disagree with all the little shenanigans that I talk about while I'm sipping on my wine. If you have tried it, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you think about it. And if you are going to try it, let me know. And as well, tag me on Black Girls in Total Wine on my Instagram if you try any of my recommendations. And as well, I will be more than happy to repost whatever you tag, because it's all about sharing the love and spreading the goodness that a glass of wine can do for you, especially during the holiday season. So I'm going to go ahead and end today's video. Again, make sure you go ahead and try this out. It's the holidays. Somebody's going to drink it, even if you don't like it. Take it to a family member's house, a Friendsgiving, you know, and just have a good time with this. Before you go, make sure you follow me on all of my social media platforms. My main pages are Life with Shakisha. My wine page is Black Girls in Total Wine, and all of that information will be linked below. If you have any suggestions of a wine that you would like for me to try, let me know that in the comment as well, because I'm always happy to review and give my honest opinion of what I feel about any type of wine that you all recommend, even if it tastes like Kool-Aid. All right, guys. So make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, click that subscribe button, and the notification bell. That way you'll never miss any of my videos that I upload, whether it be a weekly vlog, a Wind Down Wednesday video, or any of my YouTube shorts. So remember, as you're pouring your glass of wine, in today's video, your glass of Prosecco, just remember that it's going to always be an experience in a glass. So until next time, wine friends, peace.